Today's presentation features easy-to-follow step-by-step learning for all skill level, up-to-the-minute world-class best practices, and highly relevant tools and tips that reflect our real-life success and experience in marketing for Saskatchewan businesses and Saskatchewan audiences. I have the pleasure to introduce Ashley Drummond, who is the CEO of Saskatchewan's award-winning social media marketing team, Wow Factor Media. Ashley's career at Wow Factor Media has given her valuable online marketing experience and working with a diverse range of community leaders and business owners throughout Western Canada, including businesses, organizations, nonprofits, and government entities. Ashley also serves on the Saskatchewan Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. Welcome, Ashley.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so welcome everybody to Marketing Your Business with Only a Smartphone. So thanks for the intro, Nick. Just a little bit more about my company for those of you who don't know us. We support Western Canadian organizations and businesses with professional and strategic social media marketing. That is our main service here. Also, just a quick intro on me. We also handle social media marketing training here at Wow Factor. We've proudly trained hundreds of individuals like yourself with different learning topics that have to do with social media. We love to share our expertise. I've proudly created award-winning social media marketing campaigns and helped hundreds of businesses achieve success with strategic online marketing. And I just want to thank you all for being here, and I look forward to spending the next hour with you. A little bit more about our training. So I'm, as mentioned, I've trained lots and lots of people, lots of organizations. And by design, for this reason, our training is meant to be practical, relevant, actionable, time-saving, for all skill levels and all business stages. I'm a big advocate of spending time only on the things that matter most, because I know you guys are all busy people. And so I'm here to help you get the most out of this, with real life practical training that you can apply to your jobs tomorrow. So yeah, I hope you guys all enjoy my training style. All right, so you have worksheets. So for this session, the worksheets are just basically note-taking along with the slides. And so you can refer to those if you like, or you can just take notes as you go. As Nick mentioned, everything's being recorded, so you can just enjoy this session and come back and to different sections if you want to learn more about the things that are more relevant to you. All right, so what we're going to go over today, a quick intro to social media marketing, just because I find I learn better when I know why something's so important, so I like to go over that. Photo and video best practices, easy photo edits from your phone, intro to simple reels, posting content from your phone, engaging with audiences, and then Q&A. So I've broken these down into 5-minute and 10-minute and 15-minute increments because we've got a lot to go over here. So again, some sections will be more relevant to some of you than others, so you can refer back to them, but I hope you enjoy the session. All right. So why is social media so important for brands and businesses nowadays? It's because it's where our customers are spending their time. And so customers are what drive bottom line growth for our brands. They're the most important part of our business, and it's where they're spending their time. And so some stats here for you. Canadians are spending on average over 2 hours a day on social media. Social media users have grown by over 13% over the last year. 87% of Canadians use social media, and experts predict that over 96% of Canadians will be on social media by 2026. So within the next 2 years, it's virtually everybody. Also, 42% of people in Canada use social media to search for products and services. So it used to be that, they go to digest content and we're part of their social media marketing experience when they're cruising Facebook or Instagram. Now people are actively using it as a search tool. And actually people in the Gen Z age category, so those up and coming shoppers, this is their #1 place to search, even over Google. So it's definitely somewhere we need to be, because we want people to discover our tourist destination or attraction by searching the social media. 92% of social media users in Canada say they have acted in the moment after seeing a product or service. So almost everybody who uses social in Canada is making purchase decisions and purchasing, whether it's direct from social or saying, yeah, I'm going to go buy that. And so this is why it's so important, not only for searchability, not only for, you know, being a part of their experience on social, but they're making actual purchase decisions. So what this all adds up to is that social media marketing is essential and amazing for all brands who, especially in the tourism sector. And you don't need to just take my word for it, because I just do love social media marketing, but it's all about the data and the results that we see that it can achieve for our customers and for businesses in general. And the best part about it is when done properly, you don't need to be, you know, have a degree in marketing to execute this. There are some best practices that you can take away today. They can just, you know, take right from your smartphone and improve your business's marketing right away. It's the most efficient form of marketing in the world. You know, it's essentially free, but it needs to be done right. And it's the best way to reach and influence potential customers. Again, we get this from the data, but also we know where our customers are spending their time. When 86, I think, % of Canadians are spending over 2 hours a day on social media, we know that it's a place that we need to be seen in the proper way. All right, so what's the best part of all this? That all this can be done just from your phone. And this ties us into our topic for today, handling your social media marketing right from your smartphone. Okay, so now remember, as mentioned in the intro, I love things that are simple, and I love things that, you know, especially training you can really adopt, and it's super relevant that you can adopt into your job tomorrow if you wanted to. So to successfully handle our social media marketing from our phones, we have to keep it simple. And simple is not a bad thing. Simple is a great thing. The best designs in the world feel simple. Think of it this way. Our marketing goal is basic. So when we think of our social media marketing from our phone, this is what we want it to do. We want it to increase public awareness, engagement, and interest in our tourist destination or our tourism product. Simple as that. And we can simply do this with good social media content. So if you always have that lens of like, I want to increase awareness and engagement and interest in what I have to offer, and I'm going to do this from my phone, we keep our strategy very simple. And again, simple is better. It doesn't mean that it's not as good as a more robust strategy. All right. So the first thing we're going to go into is photo and video tips because good social media content opportunities are everywhere. Gone are the days where you need a designer on staff to create highly engaging content. People actually want to see your raw photo and videos more. And this tends to be the stuff that gets higher engagement. So let's talk about some best practices. All right. So the goal of this section is to help you feel more confident and excited about grabbing your phone and taking photos and videos, to provide you with ideas and new creative ways to capture content, to show you products and services in real scenarios, and to help you humanize your brand. And then ultimately to help you attract your target audiences, because real photos and videos, when they're taken properly, just by following a few simple steps, is the top content that people want to see. All right, general guidelines. The number one thing to always remember, if you guys don't remember anything else about this session, is that when you're capturing photos and videos, the best performing ones are candid shots of happy people in action. So real photos and real videos of real people doing something interesting. If you can try to capture that for your content, your photos and your videos, you're going to be optimized. I always get asked, well, you know, what if I don't have people that I can call upon, whether it's staff or customers? So I'm not saying like it's easy. Sometimes like the best performing content is not necessarily easy, but just always put that lens on when you go to take photos and videos, and push yourself to get creative, to find people, whether it's customers, colleagues, family members you're asking for a favor for, to include in your content, because it'll perform higher with respect to engagement and reach for you. All right. So if you don't have people though, what's the next best thing? Aim for action. So you can see these two photos here. There's no people, they're not videos, they're just static photos, but we can tell that there's some sort of action in the photo. And action makes things interesting for our audience. So we're getting more scroll stopping, more pausing. The algorithms are loving it and showing it to more people. So here you can see like the dust up in this farming equipment that signifies action. And then you can see that this sprinkler with the rainbow through it, that's also action. So yeah, if you don't have people, which always try to get people, happy people in action, just look for action in your photos and your videos. All right, so tips to help enhance your shots that you can do right from your phone. So always consider your background. As a general rule, getting outside will always be better, especially in Saskatchewan, especially in your space, like being in the tourism industry. You can find a really interesting background. Resist any indoor shots where you're standing in front of a blank wall. Find interesting backgrounds, move around the subject to make things more interesting, get different angles. You want to focus on your subject and aim for negative space. So you'll see like in the top middle photo, bottom left photo, there's a clear subject and clear negative space with the human being the subject and the nice trees and the nice canola fields being the negative space. And then you want to use portrait mode to take it to the next level. And in portrait mode, what that does is it just pulls your subject out and blurs the background. And you can always adjust that as well if the background's too blurry. Another great tip, especially for your industry, is capturing sunrise or sunset golden hour photos. Everything and everybody looks better at golden hour, so sunrise or sunset. Very simple trick, but it can make your destination or your tourist attraction or product look amazing. All right, other little tips that you'd be surprised, that kind of seem basic, but you'd be surprised how much difference they can make. Clean your camera lens before shooting. And this is, I mean, you're gonna just have crystal clear photos. HD, crystal clear photos and videos always perform best as well. And always hold your phone vertically. So you're gonna wanna hold it like this, not this. This is so that you can grab videos that you can use in Reels later. And we're gonna go into the importance of those. And you can just be able to manipulate them better to get that square on Facebook and Instagram. All right, next tip is when you are taking your photos or your videos, try and take pictures and videos while you're doing it so you can grab great reel footage. So we're going to be talking about reels. Reels are the highest ROI of any form of social media content right now with respect to reach and engagement. So you always want to create those reel style videos. So whenever you're going out to grab really great photos for your social media and you're following all those best practices, never miss an opportunity to also grab some B-roll video footage. And so you'll see here, this example here is, I was on site on a shoot with a coworker. We're getting photos on the left here, but I'm also getting action shots of video on the right because I know I can use both pieces of content later. All right, so photo editing tips from your phone. That's what we're going to go into next. All right, so Snapseed by Google is an awesome and free app that you can make amazing photo edits from. So what you can do is download this right from the App Store onto your phone, and it gives you lots of tools and lots of tutorials, and it doesn't degrade the quality of your photos on this app. So there's a lot of filters in like Canva and right in Instagram and maybe even on your smartphone, but they tend to degrade the photo and you can smell the filter a mile away. The Snapseed by Google is super sophisticated. It keeps things crystal clear, but at the same time, it's really easy to use and it's free. All right, so here's what it looks like. So the first step that you're going to do is you're going to download the app onto your phone. So for those of you who want to do this later, just look for this icon and download it right onto your phone. And then step 2, once you've downloaded the app, you want to open it and tap the plus sign. So there's a big plus sign as soon as you get in, and then you want to hit that. And then what you want to do is find the photo that you would like to edit. So super simple, download the app, plus sign, pull in the photo from your camera roll that you'd like to edit. And then what you can do is, so this is after I've uploaded this photo of Lake Diefenbaker, and it's a beautiful one, but maybe I want to enhance it a bit with a very subtle but awesome filter. So what it does is it shows you the filters at the bottom of your phone. And as you can see, there's, and maybe you can't see so much on this screen, but what you'll notice when you get into your app is the variations are very, very slight and they're very meticulous. They don't take away from the quality of your photo, but they do enhance it better than any other free app. And so you can just go through the different filters just to, you know, take your photo over the top and choose the one that best fits your brand. A lot of brands who are taking a lot of scenery photos, so really relevant to the tourism industry, are choosing the same filter over and over just to kind of get that same look for brand consistency, brand recognition. And we know by being consistent and being recognized, it leads to bottom line growth. So say, for example, you love this smooth filter here at the bottom. You might want to try using smooth filter every single time and take a photo of your product or tourist destination or whatever your subject is. All right, the next tool I want to show you is the toolkit. So at the bottom of your screen, so when you're on the main screen here, when we showed you the first thing that'll pop up when you add your photo, and you can explore filters as the first tool. On the bottom, you'll see looks, tools, export, those three simple buttons at the bottom. So in the middle is the tools one. You can see at the very bottom there, circled in green. And there are three key tools I want to show you guys. But as you can see, there's dozens that you can play around with yourself, and they're all super intuitive and easy. And the more you kind of use the app, the more you're going to get really good at creating some really beautiful photo edits that still maintain the realness of your photo. And I want to emphasize that it's not best practice to show highly polished, overproduced stuff anymore. People want to see the raw, the real. And so be careful. This app is super valuable, but it can also become super fun where, you know, you start getting into all these tools and then all of a sudden, you know, your picture isn't what it was originally. So just be careful there and use everything purposefully. The top tool at the top right is just an easy crop tool, super basic. You can also go into black and white. The vignette one underneath kind of adds like a glow, shadow around your photo, and it just really pulls out the subject. The HDR landscape one is huge for anybody who's taking like an outdoor shot. But yeah, all these different tools are available to you. And then I want to show you the quick tutorials. So these might seem overwhelming, right? Like even if you're clicking into each one, you're like, oh, how do I use it? I don't, maybe I want to use the healing tool, but I just don't know quite how to do it. The best part, in my opinion, about this app is that they show you how to do everything with 1 to 4 minute quick tutorials. So you literally can go into their quick tutorials by clicking these 3 dots on the top right corner and just go through them, and they'll explain them to you and show you the vibe that each one of them gives you. And you can walk through each tutorial and then follow it right over to your own photo and get the exact same look. So they've thought of everything in this app. They've thought of the easy filters as soon as you get in, the easy but really great filters as soon as you get in. They've thought of like the most basic but helpful tools to make any photo, take it over the top. And then also they show you examples of photos in the tutorials where you can take a 1 to 2 minute mini lesson and create it to be perfect. So really, really great tool. And I hope you guys enjoy that one. Next, we're going to go into Reels. So Reels 101, again, Reels are the best performing content right now on social media, Facebook and Instagram being the heavy hitters for most brands and the most valuable platforms. They have the highest form of ROI of any social media marketing strategy. So what are some things we could talk about here? What is a reel? Let's talk about that first. For those of you who maybe haven't explored reels yet, or maybe you're kind of unsure about like what exactly they are. You've heard about them probably, but what exactly are they? They're short form videos set to music that can be shared with friends and followers and discovered while browsing either Instagram or Facebook. They can be enhanced by splicing multiple videos and or photos together right in your Facebook and Instagram app, and by adding popular music. as well as filters, effects, or anything you want on top of them. They are Facebook and Instagram's answer to TikTok. So I won't go too deep into TikTok, but I always get asked, like, is TikTok important for my strategy? TikTok is 100% completely different than Facebook and Instagram. You have to think of it completely different. It's not the same type of content marketing. But what happened was when it became the most popular social media marketing platform overnight, Facebook and Instagram started to notice that people's content digestion preferences changed. Meaning we all started to want to see those short to the point videos that we love, that make everyone so addicted to TikTok. So what they did is they developed the Reels tool, and now we can get all that great, easy digestible content on Facebook and Instagram as well. That's more marketing focused, strategic marketing focused. All right, so how do we capture great video shots for our reels? Number one thing you want to remember is movement. Your shots have to show interesting movement, especially in the first 2 seconds. The first 2 seconds of our reels are essential, because if people aren't caught, like hooked within those first 2 seconds, they're just scrolling on to the next one. And movement is an easy way to grab people's attention. If you have a static subject, so say, maybe you're just taking a static object or like a landscape that there's not a lot of movement, you can pan your camera to capture that movement. But as a rule of thumb, if your subject is moving, like this fish was, as you can see there, we want to stay as still as possible. You want short, high definition shots. So your clip should be, 2 to 10 seconds max. Remember, we're trying to keep people engaged and involved, moving them from clip to clip so that they want to watch on. The longer someone watches your reel, the more the algorithms are going to say, oh, this is a really great reel, and people are staying and watching, and I'm going to show it to more and more people. And then remember the golden rule, this applies for reels as well. Happy people in action doing real things make up the top performing content on reels as well. All right, but the thing I want you guys to remember most about reels is don't overthink it. Try the tool, open it right up in Instagram. If you see a great video shot, grab it in the moment, and then create a reel. Push things out there, you don't need to be a video expert anymore to create really good content that people want to see. Some of the most highly produced reels that we've created for our clients here sometimes don't perform as well as, simple basic ones where it's like, a 3-second clip of a really cool shot or things like that. So just, roll up your sleeves and get trying them and watch them. The more reels you watch, the more you're going to see the trending ones, and the more you're going to be inspired for ideas for your own content. All right, so let's talk about creating and posting reels from your phone in 9 easy steps. So here's where you're going to learn to do them. And when I say everybody can do them, I really do mean it. If you have a smartphone and you have Instagram on your phone, you can start creating reels. All right, so the first step is to hit the plus sign on the top right corner in your Instagram app. And the second step is to hit the reel button right here. And then step 3 is to tap the videos you want to use in your reel. So you'll come up to your camera roll, and it'll show you all the videos that you've taken. And you just need to select the ones that you want for your reel. Once you've done that, you just hit the next button in the bottom right. Step 4, you can automatically sync your videos to songs. So it'll show you suggested audio on the bottom. You can click the suggested audio that you want. You can listen to them and apply it. You can also do a reel by using audio first. So if you find a song, you can save it here as well as you're watching the reel so that you can use it on your reel later. And then you just hit next. So those are the first 4 steps. And then step 5, and then we're going to go through step 5 through 7. So step 5, you want to hit the edit video button. And what this will do is it'll bring so I selected 3 videos in the example to pull from my camera roll to use for my reel. And what it does when you hit edit videos is it shows you them all at a glance here, as you can see on the screen on the right. And the cool part about this is you can do you can cut down any of these videos to the size that you want them to be. So remember, top performing reels are getting longer, but as a general rule of thumb, you want to keep them around 15 seconds to keep them interesting in total. So all your clips in total should total 15 seconds. And remember, your hook has to be quick, to the point, and engaging. So you can, cut your first video down to maybe 3 seconds or 2 seconds or 1 second, and then you can move on to the next one. And all you do is you hard press the video that you want to cut down, and then you'll get those yellow bars. You can see here in the example on the right screen, you'll get the yellow bars on either side, and then you just drag in with your finger to the right or to the left, depending on where you want it to cut down your video to the exact spot that you want it to. And then you can also move your videos around. So in addition to cutting them down like on either side, so if you have like, you uploaded 30 seconds worth of video, but you only want 4 seconds of this video, you take the yellow bars, you move it into the 4 seconds that you want. But say this video just fell in from your camera roll to the 3rd position, but you actually want it to be the first video in your reel, just hard press it and drag the video over to the left to make it the first, or maybe you want it in a different position as the last. You just hard press it and drag it over to the very end if you want. So very simple. Once you hit edit, it's going to show you all your videos at a glance, and just treat each one separately by clicking each one, splicing it down to the amount of time you want, and hard pressing it to move it around to the position that you want it within your video. And now all of a sudden you've become an video editor with 3 easy steps and done with all your fingers right on your smartphone. All right, so then step 8. So now you've uploaded your video, you've edited it, you've cut down the different clips, you put them in the right order, you've got your music. Now all you have to do is type in your caption. It's very, very important to include hashtags when you're posting your reel. This will help for discoverability. So we talked about, searching being huge on social media. And then we know that if people are, looking for watching different reels with different topics and different hashtags, that they're interested in these hashtags and these subjects. And so we want to be shown to the people who are interested in these hashtags and the subjects, so that hashtags help the algorithm figure out what your video is all about. And as a general rule, you want to include 1 broad hashtag, 1 niche hashtag, and 1 geo hashtag, but you can include up to 5 if you find them relevant. So broad would be like maybe Saskatchewan tourist attraction, or where to visit in Saskatchewan. You guys will know your tourism Saskatchewan hashtags. Niche would be maybe Lake Diefenbaker if you're on Lake Diefenbaker, and then geo would be Sask or things like that. What you're going to want to do though, and these are just examples off the top of my head, you're going to want to go into the search bar in Instagram and start searching for hashtags that you think might be a good fit. And it'll start to show you how popular those hashtags are. And you can click onto those hashtags and see the content that is relevant to those hashtags. So, you want to do your research to try to get the best hashtags possible. And then once you're done that, you just hit share. One thing on copy though, or the caption for reels, on top of having relevant hashtags, is just keep your copy really concise. No one's reading a lot for reels, so you don't need a lot of copy there, maybe 1 sentence. And then you hit share, and you've created your reel, and it's out there for the public to see. I have a hand raised. Stephanie, did you want to ask a question? To sum up reels quickly, there were 7 steps there, seven steps for creation, and then you went into execute. The training is meant so that you guys can go back, watch this video, and literally follow all 7 steps from your phone to create a reel that you can push out to your customers tomorrow. And remember, the more you guys do these, the more comfortable you're going to feel with them. So I really encourage you all to open your phones after the session tomorrow or sometime this week and really try it out, and start watching reels, because the more you watch them, the more you create them, the more comfortable you're going to be. And remember, I can't emphasize enough, they're the highest ROI of any content. And so really creating reels for your brand is going to be really effective in increasing your engagement and reach. All right, let's talk about posting content from your phone as our next topic. So There are 3 essential platforms for posting for a strong social media marketing strategy. And those are Google My Business and Facebook and Instagram, which we all know as Meta. All right. So you want to have both the Google My Business app and the Meta Business Suite app on your phone so that you can post the content to each one of them super simply when you open up your phone for the day to post your content. So walking through your Google My Business, you want to hit add and update. So Google My Business is not necessarily considered like a social media marketing platform. Like customers are not going on there and like posting, and there's not a lot of interaction. But the reason why it's so important is because we can add our social media updates. So the things that we put on Instagram and Facebook are photos. So it's only static content, side note, not videos. But we can add our photo posts that we want to post on Facebook and Instagram onto Google My Business. And Google My Business is one of the best tools a business can take advantage of because it is a free search engine result page. So what that means is when people go and Google, maybe you know, what to do in Saskatchewan, or you know, something that's in your niche within the tourism industry, or even your brand's name specifically, we want Google My Business to show them your listing. And Google My Business will favor brands that are active and updated. So just by simply taking our social content that we were going to post on Facebook or Instagram and dropping it also on Google My Business from our phone, we're helping our search engine optimization, which is huge, right? It's completely free. So that little extra effort is super worth it. So you just put add an update, and then the second step is so intuitive. It's very similar to Facebook. You just add your photo, add your description, which is just like your copy that you'd use on Facebook or Instagram. And then step 3 is you just post away. And now your content is on your Google My Business. So it's going to work wonders for your brand in so many ways. First of all, Google's going to say, this is an updated, refreshed brand. I think this is a top quality place to send people to learn more. So they might choose you over your competitors. And then next, when people come to visit your Google My Business, so say they click on your listing, they're navigating around, they're looking at your photos, they're learning more about you, and this is helping their decision to use your brand. Next is posting on Meta. So we know that Facebook and Instagram are both owned by Meta, which is really great for us as marketers for efficiencies, because we can post both at the same time on just from our smartphone. And so step 1 for posting on Meta just from your phone. So number 1, you got to get the Meta app. So I better emphasize that. Most people have like Facebook and Instagram separately, and I do encourage that you do keep them both separately as well on your phone, just for notifications and simplicity there. But for posting simplicity and managing your account on your phone, you're going to want the Meta app as well. So you just hit the plus sign at the bottom of the screen, bottom middle here is circled in green. And then you just hit create, this create new menu will come up, and then you'll see the post option. So you just hit the post option, and then you just make sure both your Facebook and Instagram are clicked off. Unless you're thinking that you don't want it on one of the platforms, but this is a great way to cross post and save yourself time from going into each one. And then step 4 is you add your photo, you know, just straight from your camera roll again. Real happy people in action perform the best. And then you just type out your caption. So remember that as a general rule of thumb, either Facebook or Instagram is going to be more popular for your brand, just depending on your audiences and what your brand is all about. Mostly for Saskatchewan brands, based on the data, in my experience, it's Facebook. For some, it's Instagram. So what you're going to want to do is you just want to follow the best practice of the platform that matters most to your audiences. So if Facebook is the one that you get the most out of, you know, you can have more copy. But if Instagram's the one you get most out of, you're going to want to keep it super concise because it's a highly visual platform. So you're going to have to think critically there. And you can also, if you wanted to post separately, you know, tweak the copy for Facebook best practices, eliminate a lot of it for Instagram best practices, that's fine too. But the point is, here you can just type in your copy, add your photo right from your phone, and publish. The cool thing too is you can either publish right now in real time. So here we've got our nice photo that we enhanced a little bit on Snapseed, or you can schedule it for later. So if you're like, I want people to see this after work, or I want it for them to likely see it after work, because we don't know when people are going to see their stuff on the feed. We can hit schedule later, or maybe you want to schedule it 2 days from now. And you can also do that on this post. So you would just, instead of clicking publish now here at the top right with this, where the blue circle is, you just hit the blue circle for schedule for later, and then type in your date and time. All right, really simple. Next, we want to go over engaging with people and brands on Facebook and Instagram. Super, super, super important part of social. Okay, so most people think of social media, and like when you're thinking about how you can help your brand with social media, you're probably just thinking all about the content. What do I post? What great imagery and videos can I get? What kind of copy can I put out there to help my brand? And yes, that is important, because without it, we really don't have anything on social media. But almost equally as important, if we want our content to perform really well organically, and we want to breed customer loyalty, which we know leads to bottom line growth, is this part of a social media marketing where we're logging in and we're engaging with our customers, and we're treating it as a customer service tool. So not just posting, we're also commenting back when somebody, comments on a post. We're answering our DMs, we're following other brands in our space, and we need to do this every single day. And you just need to log in, commit to yourself to log in to Facebook and Instagram, each platform, for 5 to 10 minutes each every single day. And what it's going to do your brand, it works wonders for engagement and increasing your organic reach. It increases your customer service and brand favorite and brand trust. Customers now expect you to be as responsive customer service wise on social media as they would if they were to phone your business or walk in your front door. It also increases your platform score. So the algorithms reward active business platforms, and not just businesses who post really great content, businesses who also make sure to follow others, engage with others, and respond to their customers. Also, it builds a community around your brand. It shows your audiences that you care more about just them paying attention to you. You're also here to serve them, to provide them with that extra level of customer service, and acknowledge them and make them feel heard when they do comment on your stuff. And then also it humanizes your brand. And the biggest competitive differentiator right now is that sets brands apart is by humanizing your brand, telling your brand story, making people feel that there's an actual people behind your brand that cares about their business and cares about what they have to say. All right, so how do we do that? Every single day, remember, you want to set your timer for about 5 to 10 minutes and log into Facebook and Instagram separately to do your engagement. And the reason why I say like set your timer to 5 to 10 minutes is because you can really go down rabbit holes on social media. So even though you intended to check your notifications and do this engagement thing for 5 to 10 minutes, when you log in the morning, it could turn into a half an hour real fast. So just commit to that 5 to 10 minutes every single day, and it'll help your brand so much. So the green box on the top right shows you your notifications. So step 1 with the green arrow is hit the little notification bell on the bottom right. Then all your notifications will come up. We're looking at the green box here. You want to check those notifications and go into each one of them and like and respond to comments and direct messages. This is super, super important. This will help people, it fosters brand loyalty, helps people feel heard. And if you do it every day, it's a really simple job that just needs to be kept up on. And then I want to alert you to the box on the bottom right. So the yellow box where you're checking news feeds for content. So the yellow arrow, step 2, you want to click on the little logo icon on the bottom right corner. And then what this is going to do is show your feeds. So we're looking at feeds now, not notifications. And you're checking your news feeds for content of other brands, other people. And then what you're going to want to do as a brand is like, comment, or share content of other brands to build that community around your brand. Look for brands whose customers would be similar to yours from a demographic and psychographic standpoint. I don't mean like go on to your direct competitors, but you know that your customers have interests in different products and services, or different community brands, things like that. Go in and really be a part of making your brand known by giving back to those brands as well on social media. You're going to be noticed by potential customers as a brand that really cares about other people as well as your own brand. All right, so now we want to repeat this step for 5 to 10 minutes daily on Instagram as well. And same thing here, we've got 2 easy steps. So when we're on our Instagram platform, the home button on the bottom left screen, so we're looking at the green bubble right now, will take you to your feed. So here's where you're going to see content of the people and brands that you're following, but also content that the algorithms think is relevant to your brand. And you just want to go through your feed and comment and like the content of others that that you're inspired to do so. I mean, keep it authentic, right? Like, don't just go through and spam like, comment. When you're really moved as a brand and like the human side of your brand to, tell another restaurant like how good their food looks, or tell another tourist organization how you can't wait to visit this summer. Like real authentic stuff like that, conversations that you're having on the content of other brands will help the algorithms notice your brand and put you in front of more people organically, but it'll also breed goodwill around your brand, breed that community around your brand so that you're reaching more and more people. And then now we're going to move over to the yellow bubble, where once you're on the feed screen, so you hit your home, you're on your feeds, you can see the little red heart notifications at the top right of the screen. And what these are is your notifications. So you want to hit the heart symbol at the top of your screen, and all your notifications will come up. So anytime somebody mentions your brand, sends you a DM, comments, likes your content, you just want to go through all those and thank people for their comments, respond to their comments, and just make sure that everybody's being heard that has reached out to your brand. All right, so for both of those exercises on Facebook and Instagram, in order to build the community around your brand, and building the community around your brand makes the algorithms favor you. And what happens is when we go to create content later, it diffuses to more and more people. We're increasing our organic footprint on social media, which is so huge. It means we don't have to pay to reach more of the right people. Again, you want to log in for 5 to 10 minutes every day. Be genuine and have fun when you're with your comments. Interact with your customers on a human level. Remember, human brands perform best. People want to deal with brands that they know, like, and trust. And this is a great way to build that knowledge of your brand, get people to like you and trust you so that they choose you in a sea of competition. It's a great way to build a community around your brand as well. All right. So that sums up social media marketing from your smartphone. It's now question time. We did have that question prior to the session. Someone asked, how do we manage, if I'm not butchering this question, someone asked, how do we, I think you said, I understand posting, frequently and keeping your social media up to date during your high times, but maybe is it worth it, or how do we manage it in low times? Was that sort of the premise of the question, Nick? Maybe you want to read that one again.
Yeah. I'm wondering what you recommend on and off-season practices for social media. I understand the importance of consistency with social media, but in the off-season hours are limited and using time every day on social media can be difficult. What do you think would be best course of action?
Yeah, so really great question. And I 100% understand that like time is so valuable for you. Like everybody here, like, we could all be doing a million different things. We've always got to choose where to spend our time best. And that's not lost on me. So again, thanks everybody for being here. Now, when we're in our off season, we're probably, we've got our accountant to deal with. We've got, I don't know, maybe maintenance to deal with. And it's like, is my social media the best place to spend my time in order to help my business? And the answer is absolutely yes. And it's because we want to become it. Social media needs to be seen as part of an overall business strategy versus just a marketing strategy. And what I mean by that is like, it needs to be an essential part of our customer communication. And the reason is because if we just want to go on social media during our high times, we're missing opportunities of building up people's decision-making process. So when we look at it as our overall business strategy, we think of it more as, we need to be present and we need to talk to our potential customers on times when, maybe we don't need to make the sale, but we need to be a part of their experience. And we need to be creative in different ways. And maybe it's not so such salesy content, but maybe just, showing them what's happening behind the scenes. By like say maintenance is what we need to do. We needed to, fix something around our tourist attraction. Just showing that kind of content makes people very loyal to your brand. And what that does is it builds that rapport. So when they are finally ready to pull the trigger on, the tourist attraction or tourist destination that they'd like to spend their money at, you become top of mind because you've maintained that relationship even in your low times. So 100%, just in my experience, you need to keep it consistent all year long. Your messaging might be different. You might be able to back off on the book now kind of thing in the low time, but you still want to constantly foster those relationships with your audiences and potential customers.
Perfect.
That helps. Maybe you want it,
Next
but
one's a bit of just a comment, but our video of our free-range pigs waking up underneath the straw went viral. It has 13 million views in about 3 weeks.
That's great. I want to see that one. Who's the brand? Do we know? I guess maybe not.
Can connect with that after.
Okay. All right.
How can we get more local people to see our feeds? Lots of people from the States and Europe see it, but it doesn't benefit us a whole lot.
Yes,
So
I love this comment. I just love it because this is like my beef with TikTok. So yes, TikTok videos, they go into the thousands, the tens of thousands, sometimes even the millions. But it's like, did somebody who actually would ever purchase from you or buy a product or experience your tourist attraction ever see that? Like, yeah, we love the engagement and the numbers, but how does it lead to bottom line growth? And it's an excellent, excellent question. And so what the person is asking here, and I'm assuming maybe it was on Instagram or maybe TikTok, that you did a really good job of creating a really engaging video with live people, or sorry, live pigs in action in this case. And you're just like thinking like, it's great, but how many people are local and how many people are actually going to be able to buy from me? So the way you can really leverage this is by going in and updating your hashtags. So if there's a local hashtag that you want to include because you want more people to see it locally, be sure to do that. You can also reshare it and be like this and be specific about like where it happened, what it is. So like, hey, Saskatchewan, like even like talking to your audiences on a human level and sharing out the video and being like, hey, Saskatchewan, look at our video that reached 13 million views worldwide. And this is right in your own backyard. Have you visited yet? Like different like ways of just like talking about it in ways that people will be like, oh, this is right 2 hours west of me. Like I would love to go see that. You can really leverage the success of your viral video to your local audiences.
Perfect. Next question. We're not able to use all the top songs somehow. It's blocked for our business account. Any suggestions?
Yeah. So some songs are only available for personal use and some are only available for and businesses can only use some of them. So what I would do just to eliminate your frustration, when you go to find a song, only scroll as a business to find those songs to use for your reels. Don't go on your personal to find songs because you're going to get really disappointed sometimes because you'll find a song that you just can't use. So log in as your business on Instagram. scroll the reel feed as your business, and you're only going to be presented. Well, you'll see lots of different content, but you'll be able to see right on the content when you find a song that you really like, if you can save the audio, and you know right then and there that if you save that audio, they're going to allow it for your brand as well. Just saves you some time.
Perfect. For Reels, is it best to film videos in full vertical length or in square?
Full vertical 100%. So always have your phone like this when you're filming your reels. Yeah, never in square, and never like this. Just it's so much easier for the tools, and you get the shot much better, because that's like how you're viewing the reel, right? So great question. Always keep it vertical.
How can you save your video that you make on Instagram? It always takes off the video or takes off the audio when I try. So I make them in TikTok, save to phone, and then upload to Instagram and Facebook.
So I guess I would ask, okay, so I think what you're asking is, when you're creating a reel in Instagram and you want to maybe download it to also get it onto Facebook, it won't save with the sound. Is that what you're asking? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where they're going with that.
Right. So we had this question got asked in the last session, sort of something similar. And the answer is kind of like a Frankenstein solution. So a way to get the video from Instagram. So first of all, on Instagram, you can create it right in Instagram, apply the sound right in Instagram, and execute it all with sound, with the great trending sound and all the edits right into Instagram. But if you wanted to download for Facebook or download it for anywhere else, you can only download without sound. So a workaround is to play the video that you created in Instagram and screen record on your phone. And then open up like another video editor like Splice, take your download that didn't have sound from Instagram, and then take your screen recording that had your sound and put them both into Splice, and then you can download it, and then you've also got the reel with the sound on it for the other platform. I mean, you're probably doing the same thing like on TikTok, to your point. Not the best answer, I know, but yeah. The thing is, reels are mostly important on Instagram anyways, so just be sure that when you're using sound, you're pulling it right from the viral sound that's coming, like you're using the song right from Instagram and pushing the song that came right from Instagram onto your video onto Instagram. You'll have more success than pulling audio from somewhere else.
Okay. What are your thoughts on using ChatGPT or AI for creating copy for posts?
I don't recommend it because, okay, so here's the thing. Say you're like, I want to find more about a certain subject because you don't know so much about it. It's a good tool to like research more, but humanized brands are the most valuable. So the more human you can make your brand, the more you can build that trust, the more people you're humanizing your brand and showing your brand story to your people, and the people behind, to your audiences, and the people behind it is your best asset, your biggest competitive differentiator. Remember, the downside to social is we're competing with everybody across the world sometimes. And so the one thing that nobody can copy in a highly competitive space are the people behind our brands. And so it's a very, very big mistake to now try and get AI to create our copy, so that, because the tools are not that smart. I can tell when someone has written me an email and they put it through ChatGPT first. It's mechanical, it's too formal. And so you want to have that casual human brand voice on social. It's very essential to humanize your brand. So I could go on about this for the next 20 minutes, how bad I hate it right now. It's not a great tool. It's a cop out, and it's just not there yet. So stay human as much as possible.
When choosing music for Reels, should you be concerned about copyright?
Yeah, great question. So yes, so further to the first question that said, like, sometimes I can't even use this music. That's because, there is copyright rules for brands. So again, just go when you're looking for music, scroll as a brand and only grab music that other brands are using, because you'll know that you're likely to get approved for that one.
Just wondering, how do animals compare with humans when choosing photo subjects?
Yeah, so really good question, and kind of ties back to the pig thing. So same best practices, like animals are actually really awesome to also include into your photos and videos, but they perform even better if they have like a humanized element. So I'm gonna assume like those pigs are probably doing something super cute. Same thing you gotta kind of think about if you're using an animal or animals in your photos. If you can capture their personalities somehow by movement or something fun that or cute that they're doing in the photo or the video, then it's gonna perform really, really well.
When I look at the analytics of our Instagram posts, there's zero engagement, though there may be likes and comments. How do we increase engagement?
That doesn't sound right. Because likes and comments do count towards engagement. I would have to look at what you mean. Because that's the definition of engagement. It's like liking, commenting, anytime someone interacts with a post. So I'm sorry I can't answer that one without like seeing what you mean, what you're talking about.
When humanizing your business, should you be using pronouns in your copy? For example, we are so excited to see you instead of the business name, um, or instead of insert business name is so excited.
Yeah, good question, and really good thing to highlight. Yeah, like think about like your brand, think about the people behind your brand. Think if you guys were talking to a customer who walked in the front door. In my experience, the closer we can get to having it feel like we're in the same room and we're talking to them as a friend, the better our copy's gonna be. So yeah, you would never say like, well, you would stay away from like formal language and like, introducing your brand as an entity versus like, the group of us, all these people behind the brand. So to your point, using we instead of the brand name is more effective.
My business and my clients have low amount of followers on all platforms and profiles I'm working with. So even if we post great content and have great local partnerships, it does not get a lot of exposure. I'm trying to increase followers by tagging people, partners, sponsors, collaborators, using consistent hashtags, etc. Any more advice or advanced tips that could help?
So I'm assuming this is somebody who also does social media marketing. The best tip that I can give here is, so you're talking about, you've handled the engagement part, you're trying to tag other people, like you're doing that part. The uncomfortable answer is the content probably isn't engaging enough. So you need to create better content that people want to see, because when you create good content, what happens is even if you only have, 10 followers, if some of those followers sink their teeth into it, the algorithms are going to say, oh, these followers engage with this, so I'm going to show it to more people who look like them from a demographic and psychographic standpoint. And if those people sink their teeth into the content because it's good, it's going to diffuse to those people who look like them from a demographic, psychographic standpoint and show the same interest. And then you're just going to get like the snowball effect that compounds. And that's the magic of really good content. So just create more human, follow the best practice of real people in action, and you'll probably see a difference.
Perfect. I'm trying to make a reel on Instagram with a song I have not yet released to tease people about dropping the music for the song. I tried import, but it only lets me take music from videos on my phone, not music files. Is it possible to do what I'm doing I'm trying to do it without degrading the quality of the song by recording myself, listening to it, and then using it as the sound.
I don't know. I've never run into this, but what I would do if I was you, sorry, this isn't, I don't have experience in this space, but if I were to be challenged with making this good, I would use like an app like Splice, where you can import audio files and import video files and then download them together and then get them onto the app. Hopefully that helps.
Okay. The next one's kind of a two-part question.
Sure.
Can you manage multiple businesses within the Google My Business and Meta apps?
Yes, yes, you can. So, you'll see at the top of the screens, like, so what you need to do for Google My Business is you have to just make sure that so it's like your login information, like, so you'll have an email, and a password, and then you can house multiple businesses within your Google My Business account. And then you just have to log in to your app with that account, and then you can have a drop down of multiple businesses. And then like same thing for Facebook and Instagram. So just be sure that your account that you log in with to Meta has access to those social media accounts, and then you can just drop down and manage them both.
Okay. And then the follow-up to that is, I'm an artist who is managing multiple studios. In my mind, this was necessary as the media posts are different, but it has been difficult to be consistent with posting on all of them because the way I work tends to be in bursts. Should I have a central hub where I post the content from all of the accounts? Am I splitting my audience unnecessarily?
It's hard to say without knowing the exact brand that we're like dealing with and like really taking a critical look at your product offerings, your locations, and also, yeah, there's so many variables here. But when I think about, by the sounds of it, you're a very busy person who's trying to run several locations and also trying to get the most out of social media. And stepping back a bit and considering that time is precious and we only have so many resources, I would say your best bet is to combine everything into one and just do a really good job of one central platform versus try to take a fractionated approach to all of them, because you're just going to be spread too thin.